have come rejoicing into the house of the Lord. For this celebration, dear brothers and sisters, and now we stand with Christopher and Julia on the day they intend to form a home of their own. The love that Julia and Christopher are giving to one another as they bestow this sacrament is that sign of the love that God wants to have with us. He wants every part of our life. And this is the love that Christopher and Julia are giving to one another. Dearly beloved, you have come together into the house of the church, so that in the presence of the church's minister and the community, your intention to enter into marriage may be strengthened by the Lord with the sacred seal. And so in the presence of the church, I ask you to state your intentions. Since it is your intention to enter the covenant of holy matrimony, join your right hands and declare your consent before God and His church.
I, Christopher, take you, Julia, to be my wife.
I, Julia, take you, Christopher, to be my husband.
I promise to be faithful to you.
In good times and in bad.
In sickness and in health.
To love you and to honor you
all the days of my life.
It is now my great honor to introduce to you, for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Clark. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the gift of Julia and Christopher. We thank you for Julia's joy. We thank you for Chris's steadfastness. We thank you for their marriage. We thank you for all the things that you have given them today to help them throughout their life. And we ask that the celebration glorifies you and allows us all to continue to see the light that you have for each and every one of us.
Mackenzie Kelleher and Dane Bennett.
Marriage is about life. It's creating life. You two become one, and you're centered with Christ. And you create more life so we can enjoy them. Now, Christopher and Julia, Mr. and Mrs. Clark. What a day. What a day. People come up to me a lot and say, Kevin, you're so blessed. You are lucky. You're very lucky that you've got 7 kids. They've married wonderful spouses. We just added another one today. And I say, you know what? I kind of chuckle under my breath because I think to myself, I've got a wife who went to school to become an occupational therapist. She gave up her career to raise our children. Not only did she do that, but she helped mold their personalities and skills. She home educated as well. So she really gave her life for them. When they had pain, she had pain. When they had joy, she had joy. So honey, I toast you, I love you. You're as beautiful as the day we got married. And that picture out there, you haven't changed a bit. So my luck is Christina. Julia, you are my sunshine. For the last couple weeks at work, people in the office have said, you're losing your sunshine. I said, no, I'm not losing my sunshine. I said, she's just a few minutes down the road. And I'm gonna keep my sunshine, and I'm gaining a son. And they're gonna grow more sunshine. You brighten everyone's day. You really do. You always have. I can remember Chris had the kids swim. But Julia, when Julia would swim, she'd be swimming like this, and she'd look up into the stands and smile. She's swimming. And I look at Chris and I'd say, she doesn't want to win. All she wants to do is smile at us. So, long story short, the coach ended up asking Chris if Julia could be on the cover of their aquatic magazine. She's taken that love and joy that radiates from her, and she's become a child life specialist. She's gone from setting up obstacle courses in the yard as a child and taking care of the other kids during gauntlet in the basement where they'd run from one end and try to get through whoever was in the middle with couch pillows, bouncing them against the walls, to taking care of children and sharing her love and her sunshine with them. Your love will always shine, and although your mom and I are going to be empty nesters on Monday morning, when we get that little feeling in our gut of missing you all, I'm going to think of you and the sunshine you've always brought to us, and you'll brighten my day, hon. I love you very much. Christopher has gone through the 5 Rose Brothers gauntlet. Not physically in the basement, but over the last couple of years. And he's made it through, and we're here today. So Christopher, I don't know if there's much higher honor you can get in the world. You've made it through the 5 Rose Brothers gauntlet, and they're very protective. We were in Chicago one day on a beach, and had the kids get a picture, and they made a pyramid. And there's no stronger structure in the world than a pyramid that I'm aware of. It'll withstand storms. I mean, the pyramids are 4,500 years old. So I look at it, it's at our cabin, and I smile and I get a little tear in my eye every time I look at it, because it's life, it's family, it's this structure of my children. And you two are going to build your own pyramid and be bonded and strong in the greatest structure. And the protection of us 6 Rose men now goes to you, Christopher, in the ultimate role of husband. So we cheers you and toast you as well. Both of you, you're amazing, and I'm very excited that you're living in town. And it has been one heck of a day. I love you both.
I'm not going to be as nice as these other speeches. Christopher asked Patrick, would you like to be best man? And of course he said yes. He said, well, good, you're in the running. I want you to know that things change now that you're married. You were the boss during the engagement. You're the boss up until yesterday. When Father John says honor and obey, he was talking to you. Now, if you don't believe me, ask your father, because he's married to my daughter. Christopher came home from a weekend bachelor party, and he wasn't too sober. But the first thing he did was went to see Julia. And Julia looked at him, said, are you okay? And he said, yeah, but I'm seeing double. But I know I'm going on a honeymoon with one of you. These are not my originals. I picked them up somewhere. I guess all I want to say is I wish you guys nothing but the best. And I'm going to make an Italian toast now. That means I'm Italian. Una vita d'amore. To my newlyweds, long life of love. And in Italy, they don't say salute. If you go there and they're toasting, they say sinsin. Sinsin is alla tue salute. Have a drink.
Hello, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Patrick, and I am Christopher's brother and best man. For those of you that do know me, know that I hate public speaking. Like, I hate it. All right, let's get to the reason that we're all here is to give for a good, nice, heartfelt speech. From memories of doing trick shots in the driveway, playing against each other at HCC basketball, working at my grandpa's store, being roommates in Chicago, shout out Dane, and now being each other's best mans in each other's weddings. Fur and I have a very interesting relationship. We do brotherly things like punch each other in the arms and be super competitive in sports. Speaking of competitiveness, the memory that I will never forget is when we were little and we shared a room. We had a basketball hoop in our room, and if someone was watching us, they would see you blocking my shot, and to me, I saw you teaching me to keep going when someone tries to stop me in life. When someone saw you steal the ball from me, it taught me that things aren't always going to be fair in life. When you let me shoot my three-pointers, I might have seen you getting tired, but to me, it just showed me that hard work pays off. Now, Julia, you really have become a part of our family over the last couple years. And you really have become Christopher's better half. You don't take his sass, you actually give it right back to him. One of the first times that we met, I remember Fur giving the whole family a warning saying, don't be weird, don't show baby pictures, don't do this, don't do that. And I was thinking, we don't have to embarrass you. You don't have a problem doing that yourself. That day that we first met, Julia, we introduced you to our dog, Dory. And she's a rescue dog that we got about 3 years ago. Sounds like a super cute, nice, small dog, right? Well, she is to only people she knows, and she didn't know Julia. So we were a little hesitant to introduce her during that, and everything was going great until Dory walked away from her, and Dory saw the opportunity and bit Julia in the butt. I didn't know if we'd ever see you again after that. I really didn't. But here we are, a couple years later, and now Julia and Dory are best friends, for those who are wondering. Now, Christopher, when we talked about our speeches, you gave me one rule, and it was to not call you the B word. In your whole life, you've been nothing but a brother to me. So let's raise our glasses to Christopher and Julia and congratulate them on a life of happiness and success. Thanks, bitch.
For those of you who do not know me, my name is Anna Rose, and I'm the one and only sister of the bride. Now, one of the benefits of being Julia's only sister is I always know I am her favorite sister, just like she is mine. Given that Julia had 4 older brothers, by the time I came around, it was undoubtedly the best day of her life. As soon as we were babies, we were best friends. I was Julia's little shadow growing up, as my family liked to say. Wherever she went, I followed her. I can't remember a day growing up when we weren't together. From playing Barbies and dress up to getting dirty in the mud with our 5 brothers, you were the one that kept me grounded in the craziness of growing up with all those boys, and I truly don't know what I would have done without you. One of my favorite memories with you was traveling to Switzerland together along with Alex and your constant spirit for adventure. You are always down to do anything and everything, even if it's hang gliding off a cliff of a mountain, you do it with a big smile on your face. You soak up and find joy out of every single moment in life. Everyone knows Julia from a mile away by her smile and loving personality. For those of you who didn't get the privilege to grow up in the Rose household, here's some insight. Julia, you're a child life specialist. You made a career out of the gift that God gave you, and that gift is being patient with children when others are not. This shows the impact you have on others. Whether you know it or not, you make a huge difference in your patients' lives. You always had the spirit of bringing people together ever since we were little, and it still stands true today. You brought me along to whatever you were doing with any one of your friends, and it meant the world that you encouraged me to tag along. You have such a wide group of friends from all phases of life who all adore you, and I'm sure will attest of the joy and gift that it is to know you. I'm sure this is because of your inviting aura and your constant smile. You always make sure everyone else feels included in your conversations, showing how thoughtful you are. You have inspired me from a young age how you balance work, sports, school, friends, and a relationship with the Lord with a little fun also seamlessly. All these reasons and more are what I know will make you a fantastic mother and wife. Remember earlier when I said that me being born was the best day of Julia's life? I think that was true until today. Julia, the love you show for Chris is incredible, and Chris, you are the only person in the whole world that I would want to give my sister to. Christopher, not that I needed another brother, but if it's gonna be anyone, I'm sure glad that it's you. Your constant effort to include me in little things like playing golf or running errands with you and Julia and confiding in me with gifts for Julia has meant the world, even if it's made your wallet a bit lighter in the process. But you've truly handled it like a champ. When I reflect on some of your most admirable qualities, patience and generosity immediately come to mind. Anyone who knows Chris understands that one of his most prized possessions is his Audi. I knew you had incredible patience when on the first date, Julia accidentally smeared white nail polish on your beloved suede, and you managed to maintain your composure as you quietly asked her to stop rubbing. I know you would do absolutely anything for my sister, which makes me all the more confident to give you her hand. You two complement each other so perfectly. It has been such a gift and privilege to witness your relationship blossom from the very first date to now buying your first beautiful home together that is already displaying the teamwork you two demonstrate. It is evident to anyone on the outside that you two truly are each other's best friends and bring out the best in each other. I know you have a solid foundation to get through life's rocky seasons with the Lord's help, as well as Chris's finance skills. Julia, you have been through life's up and downs with me, and you are constant encouragement to anyone who needs it. You are my better half and will be my best friend into old age. You two are a wonderful example of what it looks like to be a true expression of love in a relationship. And I'm so blessed to be able to call you my sister, and I cannot wait to see where God brings the both of you as newlyweds. Let's all raise our glasses to the bride and groom, to many years of love, faithfulness, and happiness. I love you both. Cheers. Cheers.